My wife is acting immature and upset because I smashed a cake into her face on our wedding day, so I think I'm going to divorce her after the honeymoon. So a few months before our wedding I started watching bride cake smashing videos and these really caught my eye. I was a prankster at heart and loved to prank people. Whether it was giving my mother a grass brownie instead of a regular brownie or dumping spiders on my girlfriend with arachnophobia. I came to my fiancée with the idea of cake smashing her 2 months before our wedding and she shot me down saying she does not want to be humiliated. She said she doesn't mind me pulling small pranks but this is going too far. I told her it's not humiliation. It is just a prank but she still said no. I came to her again the next week suggesting that if she lets me do it I promise to massage her every day for a full month after our wedding. This bribe of mine didn't work however as she said nothing was worth becoming the laughing stock of the entire crowd on your own wedding day. She said she doesn't want people laughing at her, but I tried to say it wouldn't be laughing at her, it would be laughing with her. She still said no. However, and later that day when she caught me watching more cake smashing videos she sat down to talk to me. She said that she feels deeply hurt by me trying to do something so cruel to her on such a special day and she would really appreciate it if I stopped. However, this is not my personality. I'm very stubborn by nature, and I was going to cake smash her at the wedding and there was nothing stopping me. Besides, she usually gets over my pranks anyway so I figured it would be the exact same scenario here. I told her as such and she ended up rolling her eyes and calling me immature, telling me if I go through with it she will never be able to forgive me. Over the next few weeks I was able to slowly convince her to let me do it. I did this by incorporating food into our intimacy life and doing things like licking whipped cream off her face, which luckily for me was something she really liked. I used this as leverage when talking about the cake smashing with her, saying that I can lick the cake off of her later. This wasn't enough to convince her however, and I had to move on to more drastic measures to get her to say yes. I called up my dad who was divorced and extremely wealthy to tell him about my idea. He laughed and told me this was a golden idea and promised to fund my fiancée and I's entire honeymoon if I went through with the idea. This was more leverage which I used when talking to my wife. I told her we could have our dream honeymoon if she just let me cake smash her, and after asking her a few times she ended up sighing. She said, "Look, I love you and really want to marry you and when our wedding day does come around there is nothing I can physically do to stop you from smashing my face in the cake. If you're willing to disregard how I feel on our special day in the name of a prank then go ahead." I took this as a green light to do it and called up my dad excited to tell him the good news. He warned me that the way she agreed to it was not authentic and even kind of manipulative. He told me that she said it in that particular way to emotionally manipulate me into backing out a prank, which is something I should never do. For context, my dad was the one who raised me to be the prankster I am today. Anyway, our big day came around and everyone was celebrating. As we approached the cake I looked over at my dad who gave me a thumbs up as if to signal this was the moment, and I even saw him recording the whole thing. So I planted my wife's face into the cake. My friends erupted into laughter and so did my dad, but my wife just looked bleak and her side of the party looked at me in horror. The rest of the wedding went fine but my wife did not speak much to me. We're now on our honeymoon and I'm very much having a fun time. But my wife is not. She is very silent and does not want to talk to me and we have not made love even once. I have asked her many times if this is about me smashing the cake into her face and she said yes. I told her that she said she was okay with me doing it and I honestly can't understand why she would be so upset with me doing something she literally agreed to. She says it's because I humiliated her and she is just upset and needs time to get over it. But personally I don't see myself being with someone who can't follow through on her word and am seriously considering the future of our marriage. I need someone in my life who can take a joke and this experience proved to me that she may not be that person.